Good evening. It's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Welcome to Best Listener Ever. I'm your host for this channel. I'm a 68-year-old black man coming to you from deep in the heart of Texas, the Gotham City of Texas. Today is May 18th, 2022. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, please. Being sure to click on the notification button whenever we go live, which every time we come on, we are live. Thank you for those of you who have been very carefully perusing the videos. I'm taking careful note of the numbers that are steadily increasing. We need subscribers. I need subscribers. I need you to subscribe. And I need for you, when you do click on the videos, to either like or dislike. I believe both will influence the algorithm. I prefer that you like, of course, but I don't expect that you will like everything I have to say. I'm not saying it to be liked. And if you dislike it, at least I know you saw it. Thank you. This is the second of 3 installments in a topic called Why Racism Won't Die. Why Racism Won't Die. It is patently naive for anyone to believe that racism can be expunged from our society. I covered that in the first installment. We teach it to our children, who will teach it to their children. Our grandparents taught it to us, and their parents taught it to them. It was the society that they lived in, the society we live in, and the society that our children and grandchildren will live in. So we perpetuate the racism that we decry. I was watching Biden on yesterday in his remarks in Buffalo, New York. And he seemed to differentiate between racism on one hand and white supremacy on the other hand. Racism, to my mind, is a subset of the global system of white supremacy. The global system of white supremacy works everywhere, all over the world, the same way. And it uses racism all around the world the same way. Here in the United States, racism is used to divide white people from black people and to subdivide black people from each other. And it works like a charm. It's perpetuated each and every day in each and every way. Colorism among black people is nothing but racism. Criticism of hair texture and hairstyles is nothing but racism. In other terms, among black people. See, I don't spend a lot of time concerning myself with what white people think. I have a pretty good idea what white people think about racism and black people. It's not that I accept it, but that's the way it is, and I am not going to change it, and neither are you. You're not going to pray it away. You're not going to kumbaya it away. You are not going to marry it away, regardless of what you think. You're not going to legislate it away. The global system of white supremacy would not permit that anyway. The global system of white supremacy is only white because whiteness has to be the dominant regime around the world, around the equator and from pole to pole. It has to be white domination. Racism is just a tool. It's the primary tool. And if white people didn't enforce it, black people would. The global system of white supremacy, in this country at any rate, utilizes a certain class of black people to implement its racism. Every time a group of black people says they're going to represent other black people before white people, they are the tools of the white people, whether they're elected, selected, whether they're a financial class, an academic class, or a religious class. They are the tools of the white power structure used to further pacify all black people. You see, so if you think all white people are your enemies and white people are the only enemies you have, you are dead wrong as black people. I'm not here to expunge racism. My life is not going to last that long. And it would take 2 or 3 lifetimes to even make a dent in racism in American society. It's been tried. It has never worked yet, and it never will work. Racism is not made that way. Now, you can say what you will, but if racism didn't exist, we'd probably create it on our own. We'd find a way to impose racism on one group or another in one way or another, and the result would be the same. Now, I want to hark back once again to Biden's remarks on yesterday. They were much the same as the remarks that Obama has made in the wake of the events in Buffalo over the weekend. They want to focus, the Democratic Party wants to focus on guns being the problem. This is a distraction because if it wasn't assault weapons, it would be breech lock, single shot, flintlock rifles. And if we didn't have flintlock, single shot, breech lock rifles, the racists would use crossbows and spears. So it's not what you use, it's your intent to kill. And man has shown over the last 50,000 years that he will kill, whether it's a rock, a stick, or anything else. It's just that now we have the technology which enables us to kill more people more efficiently, more quickly than in the past. Taking guns off the street is not going to happen. And if it did, it would not solve the problem of one group's violence against another. And it certainly wouldn't take guns off the streets of a place like Chicago, where black people routinely kill each other for little or no reason at all. Randomly, it seems. And I'm not just singling out Chicago. They do the same thing in Houston, Detroit, Baltimore. They do the same thing everywhere. When I say they, I'm talking about black people. And I would venture to say that black people kill more black people than white people kill black people. But nobody addresses that. They like to call it black on black violence. Well, I don't know if it's strictly that or not. I can't explain it. I don't know if anybody can. I know that it happens. I know it happens to infants. You've probably heard the story of the man and woman who was shot. The man was killed instantly. The woman died in the hospital, and her baby, she was 8 months pregnant at the time. I don't know if the baby has survived or not, but the baby was so traumatized, it was put in critical condition. And even if the baby does survive, it won't have any parents to take it from the hospital. What's the answer to that? So taking guns off the street is not the answer. Guns are not racist. People are. It's the intent to kill based on race that's the problem. And Biden didn't address that at all. And his references to white supremacy, which he is the king of in this country, were very hollow. Obama can't even bring his mouth to say white supremacy because he was the king of it when he was president. All presidents are kings of white supremacy during their terms in office. It's part of the job. So that's why white supremacy won't die. It's the chief tool in the toolkit of the global system of white supremacy. And when you lose sight of that, when you fail to acknowledge that, when you fail to even recognize it, well, you are a victim. Whether you get shot or not, you're still a victim. Now, I need you to like, I need you to share, and I need you to subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell. Those of you who have subscribed, please recommend other people view at least view the channel and leave their decision to subscribe up to them. I'm willing to go along with that. I thank the people that have subscribed. I thank the people that have viewed the videos. I thank you all. Don't let anybody make a monkey out of you. Don't make a monkey out of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Until we meet again at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, God willing. That's less than an hour now. Peace. For the third installment in Why Racism Won't Die. We'll see you then.